Yeah, we're so glad you're here. Oh, we're so glad to be together in unity. We're so glad you're here.
Attachments that go along with that sense of being prosperous. So let's affirm together this morning, I focus on the goodness of God and know prosperity. Let's say that together. I focus on the goodness of God and know prosperity. Sometimes I may worry.
Sometimes.
I don't know, is there anybody in here that speaks to? Sometimes I may worry, wondering if I will have enough of what I need. If thoughts of lack or limitation arise, I lift my thoughts from the things of the world to the truth of God. I focus my mind on the richness of divine life within me. I feel calm and assured as I remember I live in an abundant universe and am heir to everything God is. Even when my worldly fortunes shift, I am abundant in spirit. As I align my thinking with divine mind in prayer, I become receptive to divine ideas that prosper me. I claim prosperity and feel empowered as I do. My prosperity stems from my oneness with God. I count my blessings, feel grateful, and trust with understanding faith that I have enough. Take a breath. And Psalms 36:8 reminds us, they feast on the abundance of your house and you give them drink from the river of your delights. I like that says, I am an heir to everything that God is. Because of oneness, I am an heir. Hey, that's good stuff.
Yes, I would agree.
Good stuff.
I've got a letter here that I want to read. It's a letter to her parents from a college student. Dear Mom and Dad, there was a riot on campus. From the smoke I inhaled, I developed a life-threatening lung disease. At the hospital, I met a parking lot attendant. We fell in love. Our baby is on the way. After 1 month, when he gets off of probation, I'm going to drop out of college, and we're going to move to Alaska and get married. Signed, your loving daughter. P.S. None of this is true, but I did fail chemistry. Sometimes you have to set people up, they're a little bit. What does Confucius tell us?
Confucius says life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated.
Let's take a deep breath, center ourselves. Embody the truth of that. Embody the truth. Life is really simple. It's just another breath. And another breath. And then another breath. The simplicity of life, right? Can you envision a life brimming with inspiration? Where you can fully unleash, I like this word, unleash your creativity. A life of joy where you can romp in the boundless fields of imagination. And even in the face of life's challenges, you can soften the hard edges and pave a more enjoyable path. You can learn to find joy in the simplest of things, even in these uncertain times. Right? Here's an affirmation. I am learning to be amused at whatever happens. Say it with me. Ha, ha, ha. Let's do it again. Ha, ha, ha. Right? Are you amused? So why is the experience of amusement so important? And it really is. Well, the answer lies in having a muse. But what exactly is a muse? Do you know? According to the dictionary, it's a person or a personified force who is the source of inspiration for a creative artist. And you might think, well, James, I'm not an artist. That doesn't apply to me. But the truth is, your life is a work of art. How many know that you're working on a masterpiece? Right? And that you are the play's director, producer, and you are the main character in your story. Do you hear that? You're the writer, you're the producer, you're the director, you're the main character in your story. You're starring in your own life. Are you starring in your own life? Maybe that should be a question. Well, maybe you need a muse. I mean, we all need a muse. A muse is that source of artistic inspiration. The word inspiration means to breathe in. And the word expiration means to breathe out. Right? Have you ever noticed that milk has an expiration date on it? What happens to milk when it expires? Anybody know? It curdles and it's soured. How many know that sometimes human beings have expired and they just don't know it? Right?
They've curdled and gotten sour.
That's right.
Yeah.
They've soured on everything, you know. So what do we do? What do we do?
We can start by making everything your muse. Everything? Everything. You remember not too long ago we did a talk. Everything is holy now.
That's right.
Everything? Everything. Everything can be your muse. You have to become amused and keep a light-hearted attitude about people and about situations. Because if you look at things with that lens, there's always really something funny to be amused by in everything.
Mm-hmm.
We take things too seriously. Things are not that serious. People are not that serious. Situations are not that serious. Learn to look at things with an eye of amusement.
I have an affirmation for that. Let's say together, I want more seriousness about my deliriousness. All right? Are you serious about your being delirious, right? We've got to learn to laugh at our mistakes, right? Because in life, if you're living it, right, if you're engaged in it, if you're walking it, if you're talking it, if you're thinking it, if you're being in your life, then you are going to make some mistakes, right? Yeah, in every play, in every movie, there are mistakes that are made, you know, and the actor is no, I just didn't quite get that one. I just didn't feel it. And so they say, all right, take two. And I still didn't get it, you know. And they do sometimes many takes. And then the actor doesn't even know which one they're going to use in the movie. Right? Isn't that amazing? And that's the way it is with our life. You know?
I was thinking, go ahead.
What?
I was thinking that we pay really good money to go sit in a theater
Right.
and watch a show.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
We pay really good money to go watch, well, we don't, but horror shows or adventures or comedies. But when those things start playing out in our life, that is our story. We don't like it.
That's right.
We'll go pay money to see it, but we don't like it if that's what our life is looking like.
As long as it's happening to Jim Carrey, it's fine. But don't bring that into my life. Right?
But really, we do have the opportunity every day to add to this masterpiece that we're creating it and to fashion it the way that we want it to look. Do we want our lives to look like horror stories? Do we want our lives to look like romance, rom-coms? What do we want our lives to look like? It's worth asking ourselves, you know?
I remember one time when I was 16 years old, I went to a concert. First time I ever went to a concert with a bunch of guys, you know. Maybe you know how guys are. Anyway, I was at the very top, and so I was walking down, and I tripped, and I rolled all the way down, and I landed on my feet, and I stood up, and I turned around, and the whole place was clapping for me. But boy, did it hurt. I was smiling on the outside anyway.
But that's kind of the second thing is you have to learn to laugh at yourself and at your mistakes.
That's right.
Because we have to make mistakes in order to learn, right? That's what we learn from, so we have to learn to laugh
We're
at
going to make mistakes,
Yeah.
you know, because the first time you do something, you don't do it the best, right? Remember the first kiss? A little slobbery, whatever. You know what I mean? How many know that you perfect things as you get older, as you mature, right? I mean, I like being the age I am now. I like living, you know, in my life right now, you know, because I realize that I'm still alive, right? I still have a purpose. I still have meaning. I'm here for something, right? I'm here to make a difference.
And we've made enough mistakes that we have some wisdom now.
Exactly. That's what mistakes are for.
They
Because
give us
that's
some
how you
wisdom.
learn.
Yeah.
That's how you learn.
But you know, if you'd have fallen down those stairs and you had just laid down
Yeah, they'd have called an
and
ambulance.
started crying,
Probably.
right? Then you would have become a victim to the thing,
Yeah.
and you would have laid there waiting for some attention and some, you know.
Yeah.
But it's getting up from the mistakes that we
Right.
make.
You're going to fall down.
Yeah, it's getting
Just
up.
keep getting back up, right? How many have learned that? If that's what we need to teach our kids. Yes, you're going to fall down. You're going to make mistakes. You may fail chemistry, but you keep at it. You keep working at it. You keep learning. It's the love of life, the love of learning that feeds us. And all of life becomes our muse. And then you can say, I am amused, right? Because I'm learning how to laugh at my mistakes. How many know it will be okay if you say it's okay, right? Say with me, okay. All right?
But it doesn't feel okay.
Well,
It doesn't look okay.
but that's okay. All right?
It's really okay?
If you make things okay, right? Now, I'm not talking about, you know, the stuff that people, you know, things that are going to hurt yourself or hurt others. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about just your daily life, the things that you go through, the things that you hear, the things that you see. It's just let it be okay. If you don't, then it will affect your state of being. And anything that affects your state of being is because you've allowed it into the eye gate or the ear gate or the heart gate, right? And so we have one of those Watergate kind of things.
It's laughing at the things that. So last week, remember, I came in and I said this morning's talk is about surrender, and I've already had a morning full of opportunities to surrender, right, with the TV out there. It's laughing at those little things. It's laughing when you get up in the morning and you knock the cup of coffee over. It's laughing at those little things. Otherwise, you're going to turn them into events that are going to set the sail of your day in a course that you don't want to go, right? So it's those little things that we just have to learn. to laugh at.
Because it's the little things that give you inspiration. It's the little things. Because it's the little things that rob us of our joy because we let it. It's like you get up in the morning, you get out of bed, and you trip over your slippers, right? And then you go and you make the perfect cup of coffee, and you set it on the counter, and you didn't set it exactly on the counter. It's on the edge, and it falls over, and then you lose your perfect cup of coffee that was so good. And before you know it, you're in the car, and you're going to work or you're going somewhere, and it's like, you're just like, no, it's so lousy,
it's ruined.
It's horrible, it's awful, right? Yeah. And we set the tone. Yeah. So it's like, oh, I spilled the coffee, I made a perfect cup of coffee, maybe I can do it again, right? Maybe I can do it again, because it happens. Sometimes you spill the coffee, sometimes you burn the cake, right?
Don't burn the cake.
Well, but sometimes you do.
Sometimes you do.
That's why they have a thing called bakeries, right?
You buy a new box for the TV so that when you come in on Sunday, it works and you don't have to get bent out of shape.
Well, you're really obsessed about that, aren't you? Is there anything you want to talk to us about?
You take care of those little things. You move on from those little things, right? You learn something.
That's right.
You learn something and you move
Because learning to be slightly amused at things, then that fuels you, gives you inspiration that you need to accomplish the higher good that you want in your life. How many have learned to appreciate the entertainment value of our current world situation? It's amazing, isn't it? It's all entertainment. One of the members here, he's always saying it. James is just all entertainment. I said, yeah, I agree. It is. And when you can see it in that way, it doesn't mean that you laugh at people's tragedy. It just means that you are in a state of amusement. You are living from your muse, right? You're feeding on an internal flow, a wellspring of life that's feeding into your life, that's giving you inspiration. Those thoughts, those thoughts that arise, those intuitive hits. How many ever need a hit? You need an intuitive hit. Yeah, we all do, don't we? Yeah. So but use everything for inspiration. Sometimes you look at something and say, wow, I can't believe they did that. And then sometimes, wow, I can't believe they weren't able to do that. But how many know that you learn by watching? Mm-hmm. You learned a lot by just watching and paying attention. By being what? The observer. Being the observer. Not losing yourself in all the stuff that goes on in the world, but just learning how to observe it and say, okay, that's their experience, that's their reality. If they're reaping that, then obviously they must have sown something in order to get that kind of reality, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how life works. You reap what you sow. Tell the person next to you, say, I guess that's true.
That's exactly what I was going to say about the observer. We learn to be the observer of what's going on instead of engaging our energy in it and losing ourselves in it. We have to learn to stay detached and have that observer position so that we can watch it play out, not get attached to it, and then we can go, oh, I see what happened there. I don't want to be like that. Yeah. Or I see what happened there. That was the right way to handle that. I just learned how to act in a situation that comes along that's like that. But if we get caught up in it and we give it our energy and all of ourselves, our control, or our own power, we lose the ability to do that. Because then we're in the story. We've become part of the story. And now we have a position in the story. We have something at stake in the story. Right? That we have to defend or that we have to, prove or control or whatever. So it's important to stay detached from the things that you see going on, so that you can learn from it.
The greatest thing that ever happened in my life and our relationship was when I stopped trying to control her to make me happy. All the ladies are clapping. Right?
Well, it wasn't working very well for him, I can tell you that.
That's how you learn. But I cannot allow somebody else to have that kind of power over me. Can you? Right? Do you want people to have so much power over you that they make you mad, they make you angry, they upset you? You've just given them your power. Right? So you kind of have a little slight amusement. I watch her do things sometimes and go, oh, that's cute. Right? That's cute. And she is cute, right? I mean, we're all cute. Tell the person next to you, you're kind of cute.
And don't worry, it works the other way too. I watch him do things and go, isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Yeah, it works both ways.
Shakespeare said, oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. Ooh, say with the ooh, ah, oh. He's talking about having fire in your belly. Fire in your belly. Without the heartburn. Right? How many know you need to pay attention to where your energy goes? What's the saying?
Where energy goes.
Where attention goes.
Where attention goes.
Energy flows. Right? What is your attention upon? Are you leaking energy? A lot of folks are leaking energy. And you can tell because in just a short period of time, they're like a flat tire. Psst. What's going on? Well, there's a leak. There's a leak. And what do we need to do with the leak? We need to figure out what's causing the leak. Now, sometimes it's physical. Sometimes it's spiritual, emotional, you know. It could be different things. But how many know that you have an internal mind that's operating all the time in your mental software? It's running in the background. And what is it running? It's running all the past programs, maybe of criticism, self-criticism, and struggle. Everything has to be a struggle. And if I'm doing it, I'm probably not doing it right. Right? So what do we have to do? We have to make conscious the unconscious. Let's say that together. Making conscious the unconscious. Because that is what is helping to create your day-to-day circumstances, is that program running in the background. Say it with me. Wow. No, let's say it backwards. Very good. You guys are good. Wow. So that's the only way to deal with trauma is by making it conscious. Letting it come to the surface. Right? Letting it come to the surface. All of that voice that's constantly in your head that's, you're no good, you're no good, you're no good, baby, you're no good. You know, that one. That's what I'm talking about.
So on a computer, on Windows,
Yes.
when you want to know what's running in the background, you can hit Control-Alt-Delete, and it brings up a screen that shows you all the programs that are currently running, right? So this is the same thing that we do in our life. We see something that's running that we don't want open and running. So we take control, we offer an alternate belief or way of being, and we delete the old. We Control-Alt-Delete.
Okay.
We have to take control of our own thinking, of our own beliefs that we've developed. Who's in control of me? Me and spirit, right? Take control of that thing. find an alternate belief system, an alternate way of being, an alternative to that, and then delete that old thing.
And here's something, if we want to take it a little deeper. Did you know when you delete something on your computer, it's still there?
It doesn't go all the way away.
And so when the FBI shows up at your house and you hit delete, 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 it's still there and they can find it, right? So that, and I think that's really interesting because the programs, you don't really ever get rid of them. They're still there. You just learn to how to manage and how to work with them. How to use them in a positive way for the higher good. Isn't that great? You turn it around. How can I use this to empower myself?
Yeah.
How can I turn this around? You know, so rather than being controlled by this, I'm, okay, all right, this is what it is. So we're going to take this, I'm going to own it, and then I'm going to use it for something else. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. That's what we have to do. And so, but we have to become conscious of the programs running in the background, and you can't do that unless you can learn to be quiet. You ever sit and try to be quiet, and then you're just like, what is going on? And that's because there's a program running that needs to be shut down. Mm-hmm. Right? There's something there that's driving. People are driven by these subconscious beliefs and feelings and urges. And so what happens is we think, oh, if I resist them, then they'll go away. How many know that doesn't work? Ask me how I know. The more you resist, the more it persists. So I have to become conscious. I have to become aware. If I'm aware of it, right? It's like if there was a snake in this room. There's not, but just say there was. If there was a snake in the room over in the corner, how many would want to be aware of that snake? Right? Now, especially if it was a copperhead or whatever, you know, you'd want to be aware of where is it? Okay, it's there, so I'm over there. Make sense? And I'm outside. And so it's being aware of things. The more awareness you have, the more power you have in your life to make changes and to do what you really want to do. But the more stuff you leave unconscious, then the more controlled you are by something that, I don't know why I do this. I can't help myself. Right? I've been there, done that. I own the t-shirt, but I've learned that I use it now for a rag to wash my car. Right? So that's what you have to do. Become conscious of it. And as you become more conscious, then you start getting those little tickles of joy. Say with me. Right? Those little tickles of joy. Doesn't that sound good to anybody? I want to offer you a degree this morning. How many would like to have another degree? All right. It's called enthusiology. And you need to have your PhD in enthusiology so that you can be an enthusiologist. I'm here and I'm ready to serve. I'm ready to do some operations. I'm ready to help out. I'm ready to give a hand here because I'm an enthusiologist. You calling me in? Okay, here I am. I'm ready to do my job and support and love and help you to lighten up, you know. How many know why angels can fly? Because they take themselves so lightly, right? Yeah, things are only as serious as you make them. What does the word enthusiasm literally mean? Enthusiasm. God within. That's what it means. God within. How many know God is tickling you? Right? Right, Leah? You're being tickled from within. This divine energy is the excitement. God is excitement. God is joy. God is the juice and the fuel that makes life life. You know? It's what gives you and I the satisfaction, the joy, that we can embody and that we can live out while we're here. Because how many know it's a short trip? Yeah. So you got to stir it up sometimes. Let me ask you a question. What if it works out? You ever asked yourself that? What if this career works out? What if this relationship really works? What if my life really works? Instead of asking yourself, well, is this really going to work? Well, what if it does? We don't think that way, do we? Because that little voice in our head says, no, it's not going to work for you. Not you. It only works for other people because they have the advantage, right? They have this and they have that and they can do this and they can do, and here we are thinking about this other person who doesn't give two flips about us, who's not thinking about us at all, but I'm spending all my time wishing I was this person. What good is that doing me? It's not doing any good, is it? Now, I can use this person as a muse, right? And learn how to be amused with life. So, whatever in your life, you need to spend a little more time in a dreamy state. Think about how good it could be. How good it could be. Wow. How does it look good to you? Maybe you're sitting on a mountaintop. The sun's shining. The birds are singing. Is that what it is for you? What is it? What is it for you? Maybe it's painting. Beautiful portrait. Maybe it's writing. Writing a story. I know that there are people in this room that have a book inside of them. You have a book inside of you. I learned how to write a book. You know how you do it? One word at a time. I remember the first time I sat down. I had never written a book before, and I sat down, and some friends said, "Hey, you need to write a book about this idea that you have." And I said, "Okay." So I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I just woke up. I was really excited. And I went to the computer, and that little blinking. And I looked at it. It just kept blinking. I mean, you know what you have to do? You have to get what's in here out there. So I said, I was very creative. I said, the T-H-E. And then another word came to me, and I wrote that. Then another word came. And I said, I wonder where this is going. Because I realized that there is a divine intelligence inside of me that knows how to write a book. That knows how to write this book. I don't know how to write it because I've never written a book before. But I can be a channel if I can just get out of the way. And so then a line would come. And then a paragraph would come. And then a whole thought would come. And I just started writing it, See, it doesn't matter. You can start in the middle of the book. You can start at the end of the book. You can start at the beginning of the book. You can start a quarter of the way through. It doesn't matter. Just do what? Get started. Yeah. Because it's in there.
Yeah.
And then along the way, you'll find people that can help you to clarify your thoughts and to put it together and fix your grammar and edit, right? You know, so
Yeah.
let's say it together. I can do anything.
I can do anything.
I can do anything.
That's the same way for the painter that starts with the blank canvas. And the blank canvas is so, but you just start putting some color on it. You're not committed to that.
Right.
You can paint over it. You can do something different, but you just get something on there. And when you do, oh, okay, now I don't know, there's something about looking at a blank white canvas that you go, I'm a little hesitant to put anything on that, right? But you just start throwing color on it and something will start happening. And it's the same way with our life. You
Right.
just put something on the canvas. Doesn't mean you're committed to it. It'll evolve into whatever shape it's going to take. But just get started.
Mm-hmm.
Get started. You don't want to wake up. You don't want to wake up at 70 years old and go, maybe I ought to start my life.
But it's okay if you do.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
let's do it now.
Yeah.
There's no better time than now. Do it now.
That's right.
I hope you're doing it now. Right? Do it now.
Because you have to light the fire of your own passion. Don't wait for somebody else to believe in you. Right? Don't wait for somebody else to give you permission.
Or somebody else to tell you what your painting is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
We wait for somebody to tell us how it's supposed to look, how I'm supposed to do it, what my life should look like. No.
Yeah. It's like the little girl in Sunday school. And the teacher said, well, nobody knows what God looks like. And she said, I do. She said, well, She said, well, give me a piece of paper. I'm going to show you. And so don't take that away from other people. You understand what I'm saying? Don't take away their joy, I want to do this. I want to try this. Let them try it. Let them do it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you can do until you step into
Eric
it.
Butterworth said, don't go through life. Grow through life.
Yeah.
Grow through it.
Yeah. Proverbs 22:29 says, observe people who are good at their work. Skilled workers are always in demand and admired. They don't take a back seat to anyone, right? So that's the key. That's the key. Observe people who are efficient at what they're doing. It's like, I didn't know how to be a minister when I was 20-something years old. I'd never been one before, right? And so I thought, I know all the ways you're not supposed to do it. You go to preacher school and they teach all this stuff, that really isn't as applicable to real life, But there was a day when it hit me, and it just hit me. It said, I have been called to this, and if I've been called to it, then I have what I need to do it, right? And I just accepted that, and I said, okay. Because for a long time, I didn't want to call myself a minister. People say, well, what do you do? I say, well, I kind of, And then, but the day I owned it and said, okay, this is who I am. This is what I do. Then I began to channel it, and it started to come. And I realized I don't have to know everything. I just have to be present in the moment when I'm needed. And in that moment, what I need to do will come to me. And it happens every single time. It's amazing. And so you just show up and be present. Beautiful thing. Wow. There's a lot here, isn't there?
Yeah, well.
Maybe we'll have to finish it up another day. But All of us here are creative beings. We're co-creators with this divine spirit, okay? Everything that's being created in the world is being created with our assent, with our belief, with our agreement. Say with me, oh me, oh my.
Oh me, oh my.
Yeah. So how do we change that? Well, we have to become conscious of what we're doing with our lives, how we show up, and who we are. And we let love be our guide, and we use everything as a muse. It's amusing when you see, because here, you know why it's so amusing? Because in another 50 years, let's say 100 years, because some of you are going to live a long time, we'll all be gone. We'll all be gone, right? Mm-hmm. So what was it about? It was about that moment, that point in time, that experience. And we look back and say, yeah, there was a shift that happened. There was a shift that happened. In in Taylor's, South Carolina, when I was sitting in that seat, there was a shift that took place in my consciousness. And I realized who I am. And now I know. And now I know who I am. I'm a co-creator with divinity. Isn't that beautiful? Let's take a breath together. And Jeff has got a song for us this morning. You wrote this, right? Yeah, beautiful.
Still writing it.
Oh, very good.
So I've changed the words many times. I won't say how many. I want to ask you as you're preparing for meditation, one of the things that I think about and that really touched me, that I do believe the shift is happening. I want to ask you, when is the last time you did something for the first time? A lot of the times in our meditations, maybe we're meditating on the same old habits. Maybe we're playing the same old songs. But meditation is meant to help to open us up to the shift and prepare us for something new. The title is All Is Well. Last night I dreamed a dream about you in my sleep. Everything seemed so unreal, clearly I could see. All these things around us are more than what they seem. Deep inside where truth abides in promises we keep. All is well. All is well. All is well. All is well. Today my eyes open wide, everything is new. Through my dreams I realize there is so much to do. things we dream about, I dream about with you. All the things we think about are starting to come true. All is well. All is well. All is well. Tomorrow I'll face the day with you right by my side. Your strength gives me confidence. Through grace my fears subside. All the things which we believe will manifest in time. When we follow our true path, darkness turns to light. All is well. All is well. All is
And so now we take this thought, all is well. All is well. Right here, right now, everything is just fine. I'm breathing, I'm awake. I feel the love and the support of those around me. I'm appreciative of my community. And I will see the manifestation of my dreams. For I've found my muse. It's all around me. It's in me. Everything I can use now to inspire my life. And so let us breathe deeply now. If you know of someone that you would like to pray for or hold in this moment, I invite you to whisper their names aloud at this time. Let us remember all of those in our community, those that are physically going through challenges, mentally, emotionally, relationships that are being challenged. Maybe some of you are thinking, I'm not sure exactly what I need to do right now. What do I need to do? Just breathe into the moment. allow the guidance to come. Hold your loved ones now, your family, your friends. Let us hold each other in this moment of prayer. And we call forth divine order into each and every life, that we might remember who we are and the power that exists within us, that God is there, that love is there, that peace is here and now. And so we bless these ones. We send out prayers of blessing and peace for our world, for our nation, for all people everywhere. You are supported, you are loved, you are appreciated. So take a moment now just to feel your gratitude. And maybe let a smile come to your face when you think about your life. Hey, you're doing good. You're doing good. All is well. All is well. All is well. So for just a moment, let us wait in divine presence and make that connection together. And so today, we invite that healing power of the Christ presence to carry you forward in your life, filling up everything that you need, every opportunity, every open door that's coming your way. We are so grateful. We say thank you, thank you, thank you, God. In the name of the holy, the sacred, and the good. Amen. 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 All right.